Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this full moon in May. It's the flower moon, and this is part of the series where we're going through all the teachings from the 13 full moons throughout the annual wheel of the year. So thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Adrianna Sachin, and I'm with the AURORA Sacred Healing Center located in Cranberry Portage. So just a little brief bit about kind of like what we do here in the moon cycle, just a quick review. We go through these every 28 days, these moon phases, and we start off, first of all, when the whole dark side of the moon is facing the sun, so we don't see anything. It's called a new moon or a dark moon. It's a time of rest and release. And soon as the light side of the moon starts turning towards the sun, the moon starts waxing, and we start to plant our seeds of intentions. And slowly, as every night that light side of the moon starts turning towards the sun until the quarter and the gibbous moon, we're building power of like nurturing those seeds of growth until we come to tonight, the full moon in all of its fullness and expansion. We thank that grandmother. In fact, tonight is even more powerful. In the May, it's also a lunar eclipse when the earth is in between the sun and the moon. So the moon is like in a shadow. But even though it's at its fullest right now in May, but the earth is shadowing the sun's light, there's still some light that is refracting off the earth. So the moon appears to be glowing like red. It's very, very beautiful to see. So tonight is all about expression and giving thanks for this work that we've been kind of doing through the waxing moon phases. And then after the fullest of the moons, it starts turning a little bit more every night. The dark side, the moon starts waning, and we start gathering our energy back and focusing on those intentions. This is when we're kind of like weeding the garden, putting energy into what fuels us, and maybe not putting energy into that which drains us. So as we go through these moon cycles, every moon we're given the opportunity to just slow down, have a mindful, sacred moment, come together in community. So even though we're meeting tonight in cyberspace, we're still able to join each other. My heart is open with all of you. I feel your presence, and I hope that we can get together for these full moon fires once again. But this is a time when we can build our resilience, just knowing that, in this month that we are, given another chance to kind of keep trying again. Maybe 1 month it didn't end up so well, but we're able to sort of try it again. So that's what we kind of focus on. So this full moon invites us to, come back to heart, our center, to sort of nurture ourselves. There's a lot of comfort in ritual. So that's why I sort of built this same kind of process every month, going through the same kind of ritual, so that it becomes habit forming. And this month, we're going to be focusing on that which frees us. And I accidentally clicked on a link there, so we'll just go back. Here we go. I'll take that hyperlink out. So each month, each one of these 13 moons gives us something to focus on. So we'll sort of explore that as well. Okay, so when we're opening ourselves up to our fullness, each of these moons to the 13 moon cycle kind of gives us some tools for expansion and empowerment. So let's look at that. I like using the turtle shell. You can see here is the turtle clan, and So in indigenous teachings, they use the back of a turtle's shell with its 13 major scales there, one for each of the moons, and then the minor scales going all the way around for the 28 days in the lunar cycle. Okay, so here we have, as you can see, we are in the 5th month here of our turtle shell. And by the way, at any point in this video, if you want to pause and build in your own ritual practices, by all means, please do so. So one link I have here, I will put it in the video comments as well, to if you want to play some background music. I'm not going to play the music because Zoom doesn't like it when there's music playing and talking. It's one or the other. So you feel free, you can click on the link at the bottom of the video and listen to this full moon playlist that I put together. So this flower moon, obviously it's for like the May flowers that are starting to, the blooms that are starting to make their appearance. And so when we turn inwards with the blooms of these flowers here, we go inwards to what is blooming, what is beautiful in ourselves, and what is thriving. Okay, and maybe what we need to explore or further develop as we go through these. We're still kind of moving from spring into summer, kind of a slow spring, just starting to warm up now. There's a tendency in spring to want to, all of a sudden, after all these months of hibernation and turning within, there's, your body wants to get out and start exploring, with all these blooms here and energy in the air. But our bodies, there's a disconnect kind of between our spirit and our bodies are still kind of waking up from that hibernation. So, learn how to listen to your body and slow down if it wants to. So I'm going to be working a lot with the word mystery in this flower moon here. So as we kind of go into, spring, summer, like what, we had these seeds that were sitting dormant over the winter. Maybe we're not really sure what direction we're going to be going forward. We're a little bit unsure of where things are at. So a lot of times this unknown can bring in, fears and a feeling of unsettling. So we're going to be kind of nurturing that discomfort, that dis-ease, and kind of working with it in a positive way. Because this mystery of seeing what unfolds, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of magic, because when we trust, let go, and surrender, and sort of allow those divine interventions to take place, that's a lot of magic that can happen. So that's what we're going to be working with tonight. Okay, so let's just relax and get ready to start celebrating our flower moon tonight. So same ritual here. We're going to first of all give you a chance to get prepared to set up your sacred space. And we're going to set up also sacred space in our video here with our sense of community. I like to go through the same kind of ritual practice. So, as we go through these 13 moons, you'll become more and more familiar with this full moon ritual yourself. And you can either add or subtract whatever kind of works for you or not. And then there's the takeaway. What do we take from the teachings of this full moon and focus on as we move into that waning moon? What are we supposed to kind of focus on of our intentions? So let us set up our sacred space. Here's kind of a list of things to get together, and by all means feel free to pause the video. So here's a list here. If you want to get, I'm going to do a smudge. It is the flower moon, so if you have any kind of flowers around or seeds growing, if you want to get those out. Essential oils, you know, again, being plant-based, I've kind of sprayed the room here to smell like those blooms. Candles, you know, for that connection to divine energy. Anything that, you know, is a self-love that makes you feel good. Like I have my amulet on that was given to me from my yoga teacher with the amethyst in it. We're going to be doing a meditation. So again, you can bring whatever crystals you like. I have a lot of quartz and amethyst and opal around me, but I also am going to be doing some work with selenite. So feel free to grab some of that to help clear any energy blockages. Grab your moon journal and a pen for us to be doing, or even just a scrap piece of paper. We're going to be doing a little bit of releasing as well. And then we're going to be making a moon tea, sort of building a magical moon tea. So you can grab yourself, like I like using these mason jars, either like a cloth for putting your herbs in, or I like these little things from David's Tea, or a tea ball to put your teas in. I have chamomile tea in mine with some, I didn't have hibiscus being of the boreal forest here, but I have rose hips that I've added to mine. And then some other herbs. Feel free just to grab whatever you have. So I put some rose hips, some ginger root, lemon, and I have some turmeric in mine as well. Water, it can be spring water. It is nice if it's spring water, or it could be moon water that you've had sitting out under the moon. Go ahead and grab yourself a kettle as well. So just anything that makes your heart happy is the altar, your sacred space that we're going to be setting up. So let's move on. So let's prepare our sacred space now that we have, and feel free to pause. Now that we have everything kind of around us that makes us happy, I have chosen some of my sacred space to be behind me so that you can kind of see it in the video as well. So let's do a cleansing as well. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a smudge. I'm going to light the smudge. So I have my smudge pot here, and I have a little bit of sage. So I'm lighting my sage. Let's get it going nice. I'm going to first of all start with smudging myself. I'm wearing my ribbon skirt for this ritual. So just wear something that makes you feel good. I'm going to cleanse myself, my eyes, so that I may see the beauty of the world, the ears, so that I can hear and listen to others, my mouth, so I may speak kind words. I'm going to breathe that air in. So I breathe that life force energy right inside of me, up over my head to give me clarity and open up that crown chakra, that divine connection. And then speaking of chakras, I like to go all the way down, opening up the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, all the way down the legs that carry you across Mother Earth, right down to your feet, so that you may remember what it's like to walk in somebody else's moccasins. And then everything around me that I'm going to be using tonight, I have the blooms here. I'm going to, my magical moon tea, I'm going to smudge all of those. I'm going to smudge the crystals that I'm going to be working with. And at the end of tonight, I'm going to put these in my windowsill to get them charged up by the moon as well. Smudge your selenite that we're going to be using. And now I'm going to smudge also the area as well. So As I smudge this area, we're creating sacred space. We ask to be cleansed. We ask to be free so that there is no negativity here that can touch me, can touch us. And as we cleanse, we feel ourselves glow from head to toe. You feel a peace wash over you. There's an association I have with this smell. It just seems to calm me down. I am whole. I am light. I am restored. And I cleanse this space, all that surrounds. I cleanse away the heavy sounds. Now lightness comes, and lightness breathes. Lightness is all around me, around us. This space is protected. This space is cleansed. This space is ready for us to begin. So I welcome each one of you to this sacred circle. And as we open up this sacred space, I'm going to light the 4 directions. Behind me, I have these candles. So I'm going to go behind me and light them. From the east, the spring winds slip over so gracefully across the land. We turn our eyes to the east and give praise to the great spirits of air. We welcome you to our circle on this night when the moon is full and shining across the world. And in the south, the last warm rays of the sun have now dropped beneath the horizon as we turn to the south, where the great fire spirits make their home. We give thanks for your attendance in our circle tonight, and we offer thanks and praises for the gift of light for which you bestow upon us. Keep our path illuminated as we move from place to place, so that no harm or accident will fall our way. And in the west, the moving water brings up memories of things both beautiful and filled with adventure. As we look to the west, we are filled with a sense of comfort, joy, and protection. We honor the west for joining our circle and offering the endless gift of cleansing waters, which regenerate our bodies and our spirit. In the north, all souls turn towards the north, where the great spirits of earth make their home. Those who have traveled through the dense forests and across the highest mountains still find the time to share their blessing with us mortals. We give high praise for the many gifts, the teachings, and for the earth element for attending our circle tonight. Great goddess, great God, creator, use whatever language speaks to you for your spirit guides, who we ask to join us tonight, we humbly, with great praise and honor, present ourselves as our truest, higher selves. We are those who work hard. We are the servants, the messengers, the disciples, and the students. We are kings and queens and lords of our own domain. We are individuals, and yes, we are all family. Together, we bring balance to the world, and the world smiles upon us. We thank you for gathering with us on this full flower moon. I'll light the goddess candle. And we'll just add the smudge this sacred space. Cards were from last week or last month, pardon me, are still here, and the new ones that I pulled for tonight, I'll smudge those as well. Perfect. So let's continue now that we have created our sacred space, and welcome everyone. So let us now take a moment to continue to create sacred space, to manifest, throw out there that what we are doing tonight is bringing peace. We are celebrating our inner and external beauty and our creativity. So let us prepare tonight our magical tea. This is going to be an expression of our 4 elements. The earth element are the herbs. So here I have the last. I need to go get some more, but these are the rose hips that I collect myself, and I engage with the earth element. We have the air when we have the steam and the scent of the tea. And then we have the fire, the energy going into boiling the water, and then the water itself is the tea in our liquid state. So let's take a moment here to gather whatever herbs you have around. As long as it's like an earth element, you're adding that to your tea. So you can, if you want to take time to engage, you want to like connect with those plants. So maybe if you have a mortar and pestle and you want to grind them up, first of all. And as you're grinding them up and putting them into your cloth bag or into your tea bowl, I want you to focus on the properties of each plant. Maybe its colors. Open up all your senses. What does it smell like? What gifts is that? Maybe you know something about like the herbal qualities or the healing qualities of each of these plants. And I want you to think about that and give thanks to those plants as you're working with them. And you can use your hands, the energy of your hands. Go ahead, charge up your hands. And, you know, as you work with the herbs, throw that energy into them, that love, as you're working with them with all the intentions that those plants are going to give you the essence, and we're going to bring it into our bodies. Heat the water in your kettle. And, you know, while your kettle is boiling, you could be finishing setting up your sacred space here. And you can then add the water to your herbs, and you can let it sit. So I don't know if you can see mine. I prepared mine yesterday, and I've had mine sitting up in the under the moon. It was in the moon last night and then all day today. So mine has been sitting there. Feel free to do the same if you want to set this out after you've made it over and collect that moon energy. Go for it, but don't drink it yet. We're going to be drinking it at the end of our ritual. So let's continue. So as we move into our ritual here, now that we've created our sacred space, we're going to do a little meditation here. So go ahead and get yourself, nice and comfy, and get out your selenite to, you can hold it in your hand as we meditate here. There we go. So getting yourself nice and comfortable. Maybe you have that playlist playing. And even if as you can see, I'm sitting in my home right now. I'm not under the full moon. You can still visualize it. Even if it's today is like the day after the full moon, it's still, you're still getting the benefits of the full moon, 2 days before and 2 days after. So that's just fine. So let's take our selenite and hold it you can hold it. I'm going to hold mine in my left hand, and you can maybe hold it over your heart, sort of bringing that energy in, clearing any kind of energy blockages out. So let's ground ourselves, planting our feet flat on the floor. I'm sitting away from the back of my chair. I'm sitting up nice and straight. Let's take in those 3 deep breaths. Deep breath in through the nose. Feel your chest rise, feel your belly rise. Send that oxygen to your mind. And as you exhale through your mouth, I want you to tell yourself that there's nothing to do and nowhere to go, but just to be in this moment and calm. Second deep breath in. This one's for the body. As you take a deep breath in, I want you to raise those shoulders and hips, purposely contracting your body. Feel that belly rise. Exhale, belly fall. Relax all your muscles. Shake them out. Wiggle your body, your neck side to side, your shoulders, telling your body to relax. And then the last deep breath in through the nose. So your belly rise. This time I want you to pull that energy into your selenite, into your heart space, thinking what you're grateful for in this moment. The fact we're connected in this sacred space. Just want you to take a few more deep breaths on your own time. As you breathe in, thinking let. And as you breathe out, thinking go. Let's take 5 nice deep breaths on your own time. Begin. Completely relaxed and calm. I invite you to visualize a picture in your mind's eye of laying on the beach, hearing the waves around you. Maybe feeling them lapping up against you. Maybe feeling the moisture on your face. Keeping your eyes closed, lifting your chin, looking up, imagining the full moon above you, above in the starry sky. That full moon brightening your surroundings. You see the glimmering of the moon on the water. You see the glimmering of the moon around it like a halo. The halo covers all the visible parts of the sky. As you continue to deeply breathe in, deeply exhale out, you feel harmony, relaxation, no worries, no thoughts. You feel this moonlight touching your skin, penetrating inside of your body. Sun's energy being transformed and cooled from the reflections of the moon. As you breathe in, I want you to breathe in this moonlight energy. As you exhale, moving it down to every cell of your body. Inhale, feeling as though you were becoming this light. Exhale any stress, give it away to Grandmother Moon. Continue to deeply breathe in and breathe out this moon lit energy. Now I'd like to focus on this light that you feel rising inside of you under the glow of the moonlight. Light is what we are. Feel this light igniting from the energy body in the soul of your very being. Your heart, that selenite, allowing that energy and light to flow. And feel a deep love for ourselves. And let's go ahead and set our intentions for tonight. As we hold that selenite over our heart, I invite you to take your right hand and place it over your left as though you were comforting a friend. Yourself being that friend as you touch your left hand with your right. Take a deep breath in. We embrace the positive aspects of ourselves and we allow them to shine. The words are on the screen. If you want to open your eyes and say them with me, by all means. If you want to keep your eyes closed and keep working with the visualization of that light and energy, and you do that. I am creating a beautiful reality for myself. I shine my light more each day. I shine my light in a way that benefits me and others. I shine my light in the best and authentic way possible. I am improving all the time. I love who I am and who I am becoming. I am attuned and I am listening to that divine knowledge. I continue to align more and more with my higher being. I receive clarity and knowledge and wisdom with ease. It's easy for me to focus on the positive because I shine brighter every day. We are all a lighthouse, as you can see this image here. We have a potential to be a beacon of light, not only for ourselves, but for others as we mirror that divine light outwards. And if we were all doing this as a community, this would be such solidarity for the needy. Let us commit to this light work to expand our potential and our ability to illuminate the path for those that may be in a darker place in their journey. And as we move into our end of our meditation, I want you to just give thanks to the spirit guides that have been with you, the crystal that is hot in your hand now as it's pushed all that energy into you. We give thanks with open arms for all these messages from divine. And we remain open for the remainder of the moon cycle, for all that is flowing and all that comes from the unseen. We give thanks. And I'd like to draw upon the teachings of the Serenity Prayer. We ask for serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And as we perform this releasing ceremony here, we're doing this as a way to clear out the old to help us bring in the new. Remember, that's what the selenite's job was, to help clear out the old. I invite you to get a piece of paper, or even just to do this in your mind, although it is, the act of writing seems to make it more engaging. If you want to try that. And on your piece of paper, let's clear out the old. So let's work with that serenity prayer. And I want you to, if we're asking for serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, I'd like for you to think about, what is it that you're asking for serenity? This is what you need to surrender and to just let go of. Let go of that rope. If we're holding on to that stress, it's not serving our higher good. What do you need to let go of? I want you to write it down on a piece of paper right now. Courage to change the things that I can. Now, when we ask for courage, this is something that we're afraid of. So just think about what kind of fear you have as we move into this mystery of the unknown. What is that fear? And when we surrender into the mystery, this is when we are accepting what divine has in store for us. So what are we asking for acceptance for from universe? What is it that we're struggling with that we need to just accept? Kind of going back to that surrender piece. And then lastly, working with the word wisdom. The wisdom to learn from our mistakes as we clear out the old. What is not working that you want to learn from? What is that wisdom? And at this point, your 4 pieces of paper, you can pause the video and you can go to your flame I'm not going to do it here because I'm inside. I welcome you to do this. You can even do this later under the full moon when we're all done. You can burn them outside under the presence of the moon. Again, if you can't see the moon is right here. The moon is always with us in our mind's eye. Now, this was clearing out the old, so let's bring in the new. So this is going back to that gratitude piece. So again, if you want to write this down on 4 strips of paper, you don't have to necessarily write out the whole sentences. You can just write down what would be on those blank lines. Okay, again, no rules. Don't make this harder than it has to. It's not an assignment. So the new, what do we want to bring in now? So awareness. Allow me to be guided to bring more. What do you want to bring more of into your life? And when it comes in, we want to be aware of it to give it that positive reinforcement. I want you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for in this moment. 3 things. As we move through, kind of from the April pink moon, when we go through what we talked about last month, and as we go into this month, we're going to be sort of reinforcing that self-love, self-care. So what do you think that you could probably work on a little bit better in the self-love department? What is maybe something that you criticize about yourself, but when you write it down here, I want you to change it. You know, if it's something you criticize your body, I will look after myself by loving my body. Or saying something positive about my body when I'm drying off in the bathroom and I see it naked. Something like that. Instead of fear we want out, let's replace that fear with trust. What do I need to trust? This is where we're, again, bringing in that divine intervention. And then lastly, add an affirmation there. I am, what are you feeling? Now, these are your manifestations that you want to give to the moon. You have some options here. You can either burn them with your pieces of paper, or maybe these are the ones that you are. I tend to hold on to these ones for the moon cycle. This is what I like to do. These ones here, this is my work for the next moon cycle. So go ahead and hold on to those if you wish to do so. Now, when we manifest, we want to kind of give thanks to those spirit guides for listening. So a mantra is like a call to divine intervention, our spirit guides that are helping us out. So let's take a moment here to say the moon mantra. Om means universe or creator, divine, whatever, you know, whatever is your language. Again, let's not get caught up in language. Namo means I bow to. And Narayana means like divine mother. In this case, the divine mother we're going to be speaking about is grandmother moon, our full May flower moon. So basically what we're saying is that we surrender to the divine mother. So let's say this 3 times. Om Namo Narayana. Deep breath in. Om Namo Narayana. No. We surrender to the Divine Mother our hopes that she will deliver them, those messages to us throughout the moon cycle that will help our greatest good. Go ahead and get out your moon journal. If after we've gone through our meditation, setting our intentions, giving thanks, and doing our chanting, feel free to pause the video and just take a chance. You could do this now, or you could do it after we're going to work with some divine tools with a tarot reading. So feel free also to wait till the end of that. But what we want to work with in our journal is, remember what we wrote down in the releasing ceremony, thinking about as we move into this, mystery of the unknown, we want to take a moment to think about what is causing fear or unrest within me. We want to remember, in Aurora, we're all about, remember the 3 breaths, mind, body, spirit. As you think about these fears, where in your body, in your mind, in your spirit do you feel it? And what does it make you feel? Like, do you feel physical pain? Do you feel mental distress? Do you feel hurt in your spirit? Write that in your journal. Now, everything happens for a reason. What could this fear be revealing to me? Remember, fear is a 4-letter word, right? F-E-A-R word. F stands for face, everything, and rise. It's there for a reason. I always call it my little girl in my belly is trying to send a message to me that something is upsetting her. And this, when we take our fear and instead of giving into it like a crutch, we face everything and rise, then we're using it for empowerment and growth. So, and how can I build more trust around, the things that are happening to me right now are happening for a reason. And instead of, again, looking at them as a negative, feeling more peaceful that be glad. I don't know if we always feel glad that we are feeling more peace in our period of dis-ease. Don't let it feel so dis-ease, maybe just a little bit, because there's only, if we were always at ease with, everything in life, there would be no opportunity to change. You have to feel the dis-ease. You have to sit in the dark and you have to analyze it if you want to let that light in. So when we ask to have the light let in, it's good to use divination tools to help shine a light in the dark. Okay, so feel free. I like using tarot or oracle cards or runes. Maybe every month we'll kind of like mix it up. There's lots of different things that we can do to help shine a light. I'm going to be using the same kind of like, again, for that ritual, the 3-card spread here, where the first card is looking at what is the full moon revealing to me? What is this moon asking me to focus on? The second card will be like release. What do we need to release? What's not, remember, getting out with the old. And then the third card, the transformation, bringing in the new. What do we need to receive from divine? So let us get out our tarot or our oracle cards. The ones that I like to use are from the Light Seer tarot deck from Chris Ann. That's the one I'm going to be using. I'm kind of sticking to this kind of ritual as we go through these 13 moons. And we have the cards out in front of us. We've smudged them, we've cleansed them, and we ask these cards to bring us clarity. So full moon bright, full moon light, illuminate where shadows sleep, full moon night, full moon sight, show me what is hidden deep. So I've already pulled the cards, and kind of before we go into the 3 cards, I'd like to just sort of draw upon what we did last month so that we are building upon. So let me grab the cards. Okay. So last month, what the full moon was revealing to us was the 8 of Wands. And so the 8 of Wands was, you can see it's like an action card where it's throwing up our spiritual energy, as this was the month of April and things were warming up and we want to go. This is an action card here, burning that spiritual energy. That was last month. This month's full moon energy, okay, and I have a picture of the card here. I'll put on the screen, okay, so you can see it better. So this is the 7 of Pentacles. And so the 7 of Pentacles, okay, when you take a look at this picture here, he can't see what's down below in the dirt there, but you can see that the roots are growing well. Those pentacles down there are kind of like the fertilizer, the nourishment, the magic that is nourishing these roots. Again, like as our seeds have been dormant over the month, the winter months here, they are waking up and our plant is just starting to grow, showing that we are getting there. We are starting to grow here, just like my plant here beside us. So this is kind of working with last month. This is showing this is a success. This is good. We are, showing growth here. And I want you to take a look at what he is doing there. Do you see how he's using kind of like Reiki? He is throwing, just like we were doing when we were making our tea, we were throwing that healing love. Thank you for, these plants, having faith in the process of growth. We are giving thanks for what we are about to harvest, knowing that our life is going in a beautiful direction. So that's the card we're working with this month. The second one, remember, the second card we're going to pull is this is what we have to release. And for last month, remember, we had a card upside down, which meant, it's something we're still in the process of. And I don't know if you can remember this one. Just wait, get that glare off of it. This was the community card. Remember the celebration? The sense of community coming together, but remember it was in reverse, meaning that we've come through a time where many of us are closed. We're going through hard times, anxiety, depression, but we're moving into a culture that doesn't ask for help. But humans have always been social critters. We're not meant to go through these things alone. So this card shows that when we do come together in a sense of community, there is going to be praise, release. Thank God, I feel so much better. So that's kind of what we were working with last month. This month, what came up when I pulled the release card was from the major arcana, the Hierophant. So are you listening to the wisdom of your heart, or are you placing other people's messages above your own? So there is an old way of doing things that maybe you're still holding on to. And what would happen if you let go? So remember, this card is upside down. So that means Buddy looks really happy there. If I was to turn the card around, there. Okay, turn the card around. You can see he's very happy, but it's upside down. So we need to let go of these old ways of thinking, okay, because they are creating that, stagnation. Remember, we're trying to fuel our spiritual energy and bring in that light. Look at the light at the top of the staircase there. There is the working of our light. Remember, we're all lighthouses. We're all light workers, and that light is available to us. So this word here, hierophant, hero in Greek means sacred, and phant means show. So like, show me the light. So this guy here, this guru is sitting at the base of your spiritual journey, your pathway to the light. He's got welcoming arms. Look at his arms. He's welcoming you in to your spiritual journey. You are being asked to deepen your faith. So this card is in reverse. So telling us this is what we need to do. Deepen your faith in order to find the guidance that you seek. The affirmation from this card: I am my own guru. You are your own healer. And the highest guidance is available to you if you just have faith. So moving into faith here as we go into our third card. Okay, this is the receiving. Okay, so divine, what are our spirit guides trying to tell us? So for last month we had the Three of Swords, and you can see this was the one that had the broken heart. You can see the woman is crying in pain. The card is very dark. We've been in the dark. We've sat in the mystery, but that heart is getting mended. So maybe we didn't have good self-love in the past, but we have been doing the work. And with that spiritual guidance, we are healing. We are healing. That was last month. So what does our spiritual energy tell us this month? The card that I pulled was the Empress. The Empress. I love this card here. Look at how her pregnant belly, she has been her baby that she has been growing has been Mother Earth. Again, another major arcana. Big lessons here. This card is all about like amplifying your divine radiance. You see how she's kind of got that love, that very nurturing. So, the pregnancy is sort of looking at like the seeds again that we have planted. Look at the seeds over here, the imagery here that we have been planting. They have been growing. We have properly been nurturing them. Remember? Okay, again, we had that healing card from last month. We've been doing this work here. When we visualize ourselves as our most radiant, our most beautiful self, when we honor our truest beauty, that it comes from within. Look at this beauty coming from within her. See yourself as you wish to be, and hold this in your mind. Here she is holding this in her mind as your new vision is getting ready to be birthed. Okay, so there's our full moon, kind of bringing that moonlit energy. We have purifying water there behind her, kind of cleansing the birth waters. And so the affirmation from this card is that I give birth to my abundantly rich future. And I want you to think about, what am I, oops, sorry, go back. Again, maybe jotting this down. What am I ready to give birth to? So when we look at the spiritual journey, the seeds that are growing, Pentacles, by the way, there's 4 suits in the tarot. The Pentacles are all about taking care of your like basic needs. This is like your health, your finances, your home, your grooming practices, all of those things here. So when you give healing energy to those basic necessities, okay, then there is growth. So think about that. Maybe that will help with the answering the question, what are you getting ready to give birth to? So those are the cards, and I like to hold on to those cards throughout the moon. So I'm going to leave those in my altar space so that I can continue to work with those throughout the month, because that's quite often how tarot works. Then maybe it doesn't quite make sense at the time, but when you sit and work with them, and you'll kind of know when you're done with the cards, because maybe it wasn't clear at this, when you first pulled them, but then later on you have that aha moment. That's what they were saying. Okay, so let's move on here. So with the pentacles there, remember the pentacles were all about taking care of yourself. If we're going to be working our light and moving up this, each one of those stairs is like attacking one of those fears and rising. We have to be super diligent with our self-care, making sure that we are nurturing ourselves and that self-love. So this is what I really want you to work on this month, is self-care. Make it a practice, a daily sadhana. Sadhana in Sanskrit means like being disciplined with, it's not being selfish. If you want to shine your light like the lighthouse, you have to make sure that the energy is going into your light first. And when you shine a light, even into the dark places that the little girl, the little boy is scared of, it helps you trust the mystery of life, the unknown, a lot better. And so that's kind of like what we're going to be working with this month. Just a little graphic here. Everybody's different here. What self-care is what makes you feel good. Your mind, something for your mind, something for your body, something for your spirit. Okay, so these are different things that you can be doing to help build that self-care sadhana, daily practice. Every day, something for the body, something for the mind, and something for the spirit. So surrender into the heart. The mantra I want you to work with this month: I trust the mystery of life. I trust the mystery of life. Last time. I trust the mystery of life. It's okay to not know. So let's, after all this work, remember our Empress there, she had the healing waters helping her with this process. So we have our moon, our magical moon tea that we are going to be using here. So let's go ahead and grab our tea. So I'm going to grab mine from my altar that I've had. Again, I have had mine sitting under the full moon. You can also put in here, I didn't do so, I worked with the herbs instead. Now I've already strained the herbs out of mine, but you can also put crystals in here as well. Just watch out, something like selenite, that's like a salt. Don't put that in your water because it won't be there afterwards. Okay, so let's get out our tea here. We're going to do some work with this. Okay, and again, with our tea here, I want you to, maybe you can charge up those hands again. Let's work with our energy. Will you feel the heat? Grounding yourself, feet flat on the floor. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Feel the energy in your hands. I want you to put that around your tea. Put that energy into your tea. I want you to think about how you see yourself. Remember all the times that you've been hard on yourself. Think of the moments when you felt like you weren't good enough, not worth other people's love or admiration. I want you to think about that hurt little girl or hurt little boy. Didn't get that love. Remember, facing those fears, facing everything and rising. Put all that into those healing waters, the earth, the air, the fire, the water, all those elements, and it's been sitting under the light of the moon. Everything we need to heal, we are our own guru. We know how to heal ourselves. And with our moon tea, I cleanse myself. I ask to be cleansed. I ask to be free so that no negativity can touch me. And as we take a sip of the tea, we again engage all your senses. Take a deep breath in, smelling it. See if you can identify the different plants. Exhale through the palms of your hand, giving all of that negative energy into the tea. Feel the heat. If your tea is still fairly warm, feel the heat. Touch your lip to the tea, being very mindful. I want you to feel a second the liquid hits your lips and your teeth and your tongue. Feel each sensation, including when you swallow. As you swallow, I want you to imagine it going down. Continue to drink, and as you drink, I want you to feel this heat, this as like a blanket of love. That blue moonlight all around you. This loving, healing, protective energy. Breathe it. Drink it. You can bathe in it. Put this in your bath water. Immerse your whole body in it. Just give yourself totally to it. You know, pour it over your head. Merge your whole aura with it, filling your soul with that love and compassion. You know, drink all of your tea. And when there's only a little bit of it left, I want you to stop drinking. And I want you to give some of that tea, go out under the moon and give some of that tea to the ground as an offering. Thanking the full moon and the universe for your help. Above all, I want you to give that offering as a thanks to yourself for putting in this time, this love, this act of love. You've made something beautiful tonight. And the act of self-love is not an easy thing. I also want you to take the herbs, the plants that you use to make your tea. All of this is offered to the ground outside. And after you've done this, you might want to get out the moon journal again and write down what you felt, you know, after drinking your tea. What did it bring up in you? So we give thanks for that. And I'm going to continue to drink this. I'm going to work with my tea. I like to do the immersion. So, you know, with full moons, it's really nice that after we've done this releasing, because it is a lot, we want to make sure that we get all this old energy off of us. I highly encourage you to use some of your tea to like pour it over yourself into the bath as you have a bath. Really good in the bath. Also for releasing, add Epsom salts to the bath as well. Those salts will also help raise your vibration, your vibrational energy, and allow that light to even become even greater. So let's kind of give thanks to this cleansing. As I cleanse, I do glow. As I cleanse from top to toe, peace washes over, a calm ensues. I am whole, I am light, I am restored. And as our ritual starts to come to a close, we close our 4 directions. We've given thanks to our spirit guides for being here with us. We blow out our 4 directions, going in the opposite direction that we started with. So the earth, spirits, we offer our eternal thanks for joining with us in our full flower moon circle. All thoughts are on planting, growing, and spending time with the earth. Bless us and bless that which we plant in the coming months. We bid you farewell. And our water spirits, thank you for your presence in our circle. Before we leave, we ask one simple thing. Grant us ample rain as we nurture the delicate seedlings and herbs in their infancy. We bid you farewell. And our fire spirits, without your presence in our circle, our cleansing ritual would not have been possible. We continue to honor your light, the heat, and the ability to transform our lives. May we leave here tonight with eyes wide open to the possibilities of great things in our future. Just think about what happens after the grasslands are burned, all the new life that arises. So we bid farewell to our fire element in the south. And lastly, our air spirits in the east. So much gratitude, so many praises for your presence in our circle tonight. The light winds in our faces constantly remind us that the most powerful things are often unseen and unpredictable. Leave us with the understanding that we do not need to know why everything is as it is. We just need to be thankful for it. And we bid you farewell. Creator, we thank you for your wisdom and your love. Together, we have shown that all things possess 2 sides, light and dark, yin and yang, light and dark. These 2 energies, only together can they be totally balanced. Give us the guidance to look at all things in life with an even approach and an open mind. And I'll just extinguish the goddess candle. And just to give thanks to these 4 elements, the song, very simple song, which you'll pick up on it the first time, and we'll say it for each of the 4 directions. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Hey, 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 oh, hey, oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, oh. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Hey, 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 oh, hey, oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. So, thank you all for joining tonight, and I hope you continue to make this a commitment to moon magic and getting all the teachings, kind of showing your dedication to self-love. I ask that you join me for our next moon in June, which is the strawberry moon. Okay, we'll be looking at the teachings that go with our grandmother moon. So closing tonight with our fire moon circle. Grandmother moon, full of abundance, we have rejoiced with you in your fullness. As you sail through the night, we will follow you still till you grow old in the night sky and can be seen no more. Go if you must, but stay on with us if you will. Thank you for your blessings tonight, and may there be peace wherever your light shines on the earth. The kind fates have blessed my home. They've blessed my heart. They've blessed my loved ones. I offer thanks with a humble heart. I thank Goddess for my life. I thank Goddess for my love. I thank Goddess for continued blessings already on their way. Blessed be. The circle is now open, but remains unbroken, meaning we're always still connected. Merry we meet, merry we part, and merry we meet again. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me. Namaste. Have a beautiful full moon cycle. I'll see you in June.